What is going on, guys? It's James here from Inside United, and today I'm going to be doing a review of Manchester United's devastating and frustrating 3-0 defeat at the Emirates Stadium to Arsenal, which means that Manchester United slipped behind Arsenal into third in the Barclays Premier League. First of all, I'm going to credit Arsenal for the first 20 minutes because they were absolutely sublime, and throughout the whole 90 minutes they did play very, very well. So congratulations to them. Now let's get into the flurry of the things then. Arsenal were very quick out the blocks, and Sanchez flicked the ball beyond. They opened up our defence. They got in behind us, and a good ball across was then tucked in lovely when Sanchez sort of flicked it beyond De Gea. And within a minute, it was 2-0. United were very vulnerable. They weren't settled at this point. Arsenal, we couldn't get out there our own half, and it was 2-0 when a lovely pass from Cazorla plays it to Ozil, who then plays it to Walcott, who uses pace and accelerates pass into the box, and then he has the time, and he absolutely does Daley Blind, and he plays it to Mercer Ozil, who then slots it into that bottom left hand corner, leaving David De Gea static to make it 2-0 after just 7 minutes. We had barely time to sort of catch our breath since we went behind at 1-0. It was then 2-0. Then Sanchez makes it 3-0. This one again was an absolutely fantastic goal. He shrugs off loads of the defenders, gets past them, and then unleashes an absolute screamer, sublime strike into the top right hand corner to make it 3-0 after 20 minutes. No time have we ever been 3 down in a Premier League game after 20 minutes. United did sort of they took too long to settle into the game, and we went, because we went behind it at Southampton as well. We lost at Swansea. Away from home we take too long to settle. At Sunderland at home we took 45 minutes to score. We take so long to get into the game. We went behind early on at Wolfsburg as well. We can't have this. We can't go straight into the game and concede. And many people say, oh, they were tired. You're not tired going into the first 20 minutes of the match. Okay, tired, I don't use that excuse, but tiredness comes in towards the end of the game. It doesn't come in when in the first 20 minutes where we basically lost the game. We were way too open at the back, far too open, and Arsenal literally ripped us apart. United did get into the game, but it was 25 minutes late. They started to play their football in the 25th minute, and I was thinking, why didn't you come into the game and play like that in the first minute? To be fair, Arsenal did make it difficult to us, but we still weren't good. Arsenal were very good, we were very bad. And we make a real chance, and it was from Martial again. He was the only real person who was wanting to create. He was making those runs. He looked like he had energy and pace about him in the squad, and he creates his own chance, and he does very well. He takes it beyond the keeper, and he should put the ball in the back of the net. It was a good save from Czech to deny him. It was a big chance, a big moment. 3-1 going into the half-time. The momentum swings, the confidence swings, and suddenly Manchester United are on the upper going into the second half. So it could have been a different second half. But once United had settled, Arsenal were happy to take a 3. I was quite surprised how they didn't want to go and get a 4th or 5th. They didn't want to push too many and commit too many men forward, so then they ended up conceding on the back. It was a slow start from United, 3 behind 20 minutes in. You can't do that away to a side like Arsenal. It's such an uphill task. It's an uphill battle. It was such a slow, sluggish start that, we had a huge task before we had even started to go. Sanchez, Ozil and Walcott's pace was frightening every time they got forward. They cut United's defence apart, ripped them to shreds. The Arsenal team's midfield just absolutely ripped apart the midfield, and it was so open. It was unbelievable. And to be honest with you, the defenders didn't track back. They looked fatigued, and the defence were shaky, nervous. Every time they got the ball, they just wanted to sort of get rid of it straight away. Feinsteiger started to try and create stuff, but he couldn't really get into their own half, and it was unbelievable. Arsenal's passing was slick, their movement was fast, paced, and they were clinical. They had something like 4 shots in that first half, and I think they took 3 of them, and they did take them very well. And to be honest, they won all the first and second balls, And, you know, they had that attacking intent. I thought it was going to be one of these games where Arsenal would put on all the possession, and United would literally then counter-attack them with the likes of Martial, Memphis, and they would get the goals from there. No, it wasn't that way. United were the team who were in their half for most of the half, and then Arsenal would then come down with a flourish of attacks. United was static. There was no forward movement. There was no killer pass. There was no instinctive to get in behind that Arsenal defence. It was too slow, sideways, backwards. Arsenal got the ball. They had quick pace players like Walcott, Ozil and Sanchez, and they were straight in behind United's defence with their pace. Arsenal, when they're playing well, they play very well. Sanchez absolutely outclassed and outshone Matteo Darmian in the first half. He was obviously flogged off at half time. You know, Matteo Darmian, he had an awful display. He's probably still having nightmares now. Sanchez absolutely ripped him to shreds. For United's defence, we were all over the place. Schweinsteiger, Mata and Rooney really struggled to create any impact. Rooney did get on the ball, but he dropped too deep. You know, you got to get up the pitch a bit more. Schweinsteiger, the same for him. You know, he was trying to create stuff, but there was no forward movement. He couldn't find someone. And the same goes for Mata. He was out the game for too long in the match, and that was a shame. And there was no impact from that squad. United did get into the game, but it was basically over before we started playing. The game was over before we had started. You know, it's a weird phrase because United had started before the game was over, but we never actually started to play football. We never settled into the game. Before we had settled into the game, we were 3-0 down and the game was basically won. You know, okay, we could have come back if we did react quickly, but at 3-0... it's not often you see a team at 3-0, Arsenal go 3 up and then draw 3-all. So it was very unlikely for us to come back and win. So basically we gave ourselves such a hard task, such a hard battle to get back into it. And, you know, as I said, the game was won. Arsenal were very comfortable. They were in pole position 20 minutes in. United hadn't even settled. United hadn't started to play their football. And before you knew it, United were already out the game at 3-0 down after 20 minutes. It's the international break next. I think it's good. It's a time to regroup, Van Gaal to reassess his squad. And then, obviously, we go again to take on Everton away, which is not a game we like. We've lost our last 4 matches away at Everton. Hopefully we can get a win. We needed a win now, but we are now into 3rd in the league after that result, and we are level on points with Arsenal, but they've got a 2 better goal difference. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and of course we'll see you for that Everton game. Thanks for watching. See you later.